Hello and welcome to Secure Code Warrior. In this module, we'll be looking at insufficient logging. We'll explain what insufficient logging is, its causes and preventions, and some potential hazards. So, what is insufficient logging? Insufficient logging is the lack of recording proper historical information about events that happened inside an application. What causes insufficient logging? Insufficient logging can be caused by multiple things. You are at risk of having an issue whenever one of the following is true. The application does not log auditable events such as logins, failed logins, and high-value transactions. Warnings and errors generate inadequate, unclear, or no log messages at all. The application is unable to detect, escalate, or alert for active attacks in real time, or at least in near real time. Penetration testing and vulnerability scans do not trigger alerts. To understand insufficient logging vulnerabilities, let's look at an example. An attacker gains access to a list of valid usernames used on a website. The attacker is aware that the website only logs failed attempts and alerts an administrator whenever a certain account receives 3 subsequent failed login attempts. This is a common security practice. To hide the attempts to gain access to an account by guessing passwords, the attacker does not focus his attack on a single account. Instead, he spreads his effort among the whole list of valid accounts he has on the list. The attacker sends login requests to attempt a single login on every account in his list using a commonly used password. This leaves only one failed login per account and does not trigger an alert to an administrator. If any account in the list makes use of this commonly used password, the attacker gained access. Now the attacker simply waits a day for the subsequently failed login counter to reset and tries again using another commonly used password. Insufficient logging could have significant impact. If an attacker gains access to your systems through an application that has insufficient logging, he will probably get away unnoticed. The lack of an audit trail will also make it hard to prove an attacker has committed a crime. An application with insufficient logging will also be harder to debug or perform maintenance on because the operations happening in the application cannot be followed up. To prevent insufficient logging vulnerabilities, developers should ensure all failures are properly logged with sufficient user context. Log entries should be held for a sufficient time to allow thorough forensic analysis. Ensure that logs are generated in a format that can be easily consumed by a centralized log management solution. Ensure high-value transactions have an audit trail with integrity controls to prevent tampering or deletion, such as append-only database tables or similar. And finally, make sure you have effective monitoring and alerting so that suspicious activities are detected and handled in a timely fashion. Congratulations! You have now completed this module